Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Amin ya rabbal alamin. So here we are with our session number 157 for Quranic Arabic grammar, and we are in session number 8 for Surah Taha, Nahu and Sarf. And inshallah, I'm going to start with a quick review of the concepts that we have covered in our previous sessions, inshallah. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, my first question for my sisters is, what is the function of lamu ta'rif in ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, or ism sifa mushabba? We have gone over topic of isms working as af'al, like there are times when ism can act as a fail, and there is an al attached to the beginning of those asma, and I need to know what is the purpose of having that al. Barakallahu feek, that al that you see in the beginning of ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, ism sifa mushabba, that is acting as fail, that is acting as fail. For example, if a word is al karimu, you can translate that word as the one who is generous, and the one is coming from this lamu tarif that here is working as harf mausula, right? We have ism mausul, but this al is a harf, and this is harf mausula here, okay? It is working like allazi, and you have it in your slides, and it should be please easy and understandable to all of you. Do you all remember this? Or if you don't, please go back to your slides and have a look at that, so that there is never a confusion why a word is translated in a certain way by scholars, okay? Because the al that is present before file, maf'ul, ism maf'ul, and ism sifa mushabba is acting like allazi, as Sister Umairham and Sister Faiza are writing. Okay. So the next question is, I have introduced you to sentences that are la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, and we have gone over those sentences in our last session, just before the break. So I have a question about, I want to know if you truly understood it. So the question is, in your own words, what do you understand by jumla ta'liliya? What is the meaning of that? What comes to your mind when you see, yeah, if you have a sentence that is giving you the reason for what has been mentioned before, that sentence, that very sentence is going to be called jumla ta'liliya, right? Because it gives you the reason of why what is mentioned in a sentence before should happen, okay? And all those sentences are going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. These sentences that are labeled as jumla ta'liliya or la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, they can begin with, do you remember anything that comes to your mind? What can be a beginning word for these kind of sentences? What can be a possibility, so that you can give it to other people? Like, if your sentence is starting with this word, probably it can be jumla ta'liliya. Barakallahu feek. Yes, it can be inna. It can be inna. If your sentence is starting with inna, your sentence can very well be jumla ta'liliya. And if your sentence is beginning with la'alla, okay, la'alla. Inna and la'alla are those words. If you see them, probably there's a possibility the sentence that is coming, and that's beginning with inna and la'alla is going to be jumla ta'aliliya. And those sentences, if you look at authentic Arab, you will find them as la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, as we have learned in our last session. Okay? And your jumla ta'liliya, don't find jumla ta'liliya after li. And my reason for that is, what is going to come after li? If you are having a word li, what will come after it? Li is followed by an mudmira, and that's going to be a masdar al muawwal. It's not a sentence, right? It's no more a sentence. Yes, the purpose of li is it has the same meaning as kai, which is translated in the meaning of ta'lil. Therefore, we use the translation so that, right? But what happens with li is it is followed by unmudmara, and unmudmara, if it is before jumla failure, changes jumla failure into masdar al-muawwal, which acts like an ism. Now it's no more a sentence, it's an ism. It's treated like an ism. It is fi mahalli jarin, right? Barakallahu fi, yeah? And is this clear? Everyone got it? Sister Salma, are we good? Type 1 if everyone is with me on the same page. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So now you understood that there are sentences. It seems like you are getting, and I'm getting a feel that you do have some, understanding of what Jumla Ta'liliya is going to be about. For example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, here, let me open another window because that's going to be otherwise very hard to go back. Okay, let's see so that, we all, let's go to Surah Al-Baqarah. Um, Shukr. Let's see, Shukr. Oh. So, ثم بعثناكم من بعد موتكم لعلكم تشكرون. So now, we raised you all after your death, after causing you to die. We resurrected you so that you all are grateful. If I translate it as so that, if I translate it as jumla ta'liliya, it's going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Everyone with me? Okay. Okay, I hope this is clear. So then the next question was, if you understood this so far, so why Allah resurrected them? So that they are grateful. Okay. Jumla muakkida is the same sentence repeating itself, right? And we do see it. We do see it very, very often in last juz of Quran, and that is when you repeat any word, when something is repeated, it is very important. It is something to be emphasized. It is something to be understood. So, for that purposes, you repeat things to show people the importance of something. For example, me bringing you, these questions, because these questions are very important, and I want to emphasize to you the importance of learning these sentences, because you are not learning grammar just to put Arab, mubtada, khabar, mutaliq bil. You are learning the Arab of Quran to have better understanding of Quran, right? I hope that is the purpose, because that is the purpose of me teaching you. So yeah, that example. Keep that in mind. Inna ma'al usri yusra, fa inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. Those fa inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. The whole verse has been repeated. The second verse is going to be labeled as Jumla Muakkida, and that is also going to be La Mahalla Laha Min al-I'rab. And Jumla Mufassira, the sentence that explains, is also going to be La Mahalla Laha Min al-I'rab. But what is that? What do you understand by that mufassira? Mufassar means, fasara means to unveil, right? To explain, to detail out, to give details about something. So just from the word tafsir, right? When you have listened to tafsir of an ayah, it becomes clear to you. And any sentence that brings clarification, that explains, that give you details, is going to be called jumla mufassira. And in Arabic grammar, in the world of Arabic grammar, when you find jumla al-mufassira or jumla al-mufassira, you will label it as la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay? That is another sentence. No, the sentence that is silatul mawsul is silatul mawsul. That is not like jumla mufassira, right? Don't use find jumlatul mufassira after after something like, let me show you the example, and that's going to be, um, I'm not sure if you have done ishtighal. People who have done ishtighal, do you remember? There was was samaa rafa'aha. So I told you, every time when you are going to see, and this is, a tip for every grammar student out there. If you see a verse beginning with a word that is nasbin status, and you are not able to label it or attach it to whatever has been said before. If a word is nasbin status, what should be your first instinct? What should, if anyone remembers, if you don't, then I'm going to tell you that it is a maf'ul for a mahzoof, fail, very well done. Number one thing that should come to your mind, if you find any word that is nasbin status, always remember, and you are not able to find any connection with whatever has been said before. In that case, listen to my sentence very carefully. Okay, just don't pick one part and leave the rest. No, you have to listen to me very carefully, and keep in mind, in the case when you do not find anything by which you can connect a nas ism to whatever has been mentioned before, in that case, you are going to call it maful for something that has been omitted. Maful bihi for a omitted fail. Is this clear to each and every one of you? So, similarly, when we did our Surah Ar-Rahman, in that case, we had seen there were isms that were seen in the very beginning of Surah Ar-Rahman. And I told you that there was a shagil, mashghul, and please, it's a simple, very easy slide to go through. Go through it. The concept has been, we have covered that concept then. And the purpose of recording is that, if any time we need to go back and we have something available for revision. Okay. So here, I told you there was a fail here before. As-samaa rafa'aha. There is another the fail that has been omitted. And anyone can tell me what that fail is going to be? What could have been that fail that has been barakallahu feek. Yes, there was a fail. Rafa'a. Rafa'a was before as-samaa. Okay, and that has been omitted. And as-samaa is mafulun bihi for that fail. And then comes another sentence, right? This sentence with mashghul and shagil is going to be labeled as jumla tafsiriya, because with the help of rafa'aha you found out that the omitted fail is for sure rafa'a. Yes or no? You all agree? And if you disagree, I don't mind it either. I can explain. Yeah. So this sentence is going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay, and then there is another one that I have in your slides that I have shared. You do not, this one, an aminu bi rabbikum. This an is not going to be treated as masdariya. You are going to call this an tafsiriya. Okay, you are going to call this an as tafsiriya, because otherwise, I don't have a jumla, right? You call here when we went over this jumla tafsiriya example, innana sami'na munadiyan yunadi lil iman. Indeed, we heard a caller who calls us to iman, to faith. An aminu bi rabbikum. An here is going to be an tafsiriya. Okay, you don't call it masdariya. Okay, it does not always have to be performing the function of harf masdar. Okay, so it can be performing other functions as well, and we had seen that in a previous session. Just I think in the last few sessions I showed you an example of anzaida, right, that came after lamma, if you remember. So an can be zaida too, so there can be other functions of an, and here an is tafsiriya. And it is just, think about it as there is an inverted comma. An inverted comma has what? What is the caller calling with? Caller is calling you all to believe in your Rabb, right? So this sentence, Aminu bi Rabbikum, is going to be Jumla Tafsiriya, because it, what was the call about? Is he calling us to good? Is he calling us for bad? You don't know what was the call about. But when you have Aminu bi Rabbikum, you have clear, all, everything crystal clear, that the caller is calling to have faith in your Rabb. Is it clear to each and every one of you? This is your time, my dear sisters. I know after a break, grammar is very volatile. People tend to forget very easily, and it's very difficult to stay on track. People lose interest. Sometimes, it's very hard to, Shaitan is always, after us. Remember that. And he does not want us to do any good. He will, and it's so easy to spend time watching YouTube videos, and they can be, about cooking. And I myself, love doing that sometimes. But, life is not all about cooking and decorating. There is a different purpose for which we have been created, right? So that we worship our Rabb, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us so that we worship him, and we will worship him in the best of the ways if we understand his commandments. And we will understand his commandments by knowing Quran, reading Quran, and understanding Quran the way it should be understood, right? So this was about these three sentences. I have added the English translation, whatever could be the most suitable, that I could translate it as. I have added to all the sentences that you have on your slides now. Now that when you will receive your slides, you will have these meanings attached, and you will, I hopefully, not have any confusion about what a sentence is about. Okay, so far everyone is with me. Now let's come back to Surah Taha. If you are with me, it's we have spent 18 minutes on a quick review. I think which it is necessary sometimes. Um, hmm. So let's see. We have covered all these verses. I think we finished at 15. Okay, and we still had to go back to 15. I know we were finishing up 15, but let's just start with how can now we have a quick review and recap. So let's see if my sisters are now able to connect verse number 14 and verse number 15. Aqimis salata li zikri inna sa'ata atiya. What do you think? How can you now make a connection between the verse number 14 and verse number 15? You mean to say ta'liliya, right? That this is a jumla ta'liliya for why to establish salah for my remembrance? Because the hour is coming. And my dear sisters, when you understand inna as something that is bringing a sentence that gives you a reason for why whatever has been mentioned before should happen, you will understand its translation better, and you will not have any difficulty when you find it being translated as because or kyunkar, right? You have seen it in Urdu. It has been translated as kyunke or kyunkar, or in English it can sometimes be translated as because, right? So that is why it is treated the way it is treated, and it is translated the way it is translated, because according to scholars it can have a meaning of because as well. Okay, so if we connect it to the previous sentence like we have connected, what will be the status of inna sa'ata atiyatun? So is it going to be only Sister Faiza and me running the show, or anyone else is going to answer as well? Sister Umar Arham, Sister Zarina, I want everyone to answer, okay? Please. Yeah, because everyone is important, and I want you all to learn. If at any point you're finding it difficult, please express your concerns, okay? So atiyatun, we have labeled it as a khabar. Then we went over akadu. What was akadu? I'm just recapping what we have, because it is nakis. Why are we calling it nakis? Akadu is translated as I am almost. Afalul muqaraba. Yes, there is no complete meaning, right? There's no action. It has to have something after it to have a complete meaning like kana wa akhwatuha, and therefore I am going to call it nakis. I am never going to say that it has a file. So what should I look for it? What should I look in it when it comes to a pronoun? How should its pronoun be labeled as? Its pronoun, akadu has a pronoun, every fail has a pronoun. No matter it acts like a fail tam or not, but it still has a pronoun. And the pronoun, if there is no action, pronoun is ana, barakallahu fik Zohra, and this pronoun is going to be not called file, however, but it should be called as ismu kada, right? So I'm going to show you something sweet and simple about kada. Okay, let's go over it real quick. Okay, it's going to take 1 minute, I think, or 2 minutes. Me pulling it out is going to take a lot more time, but the information should not take a lot of itself take a lot of time. So when you see kada yakadu, kada yakadu, you have seen those two of al in Quran. Kada can be used in past tense form as well as in present tense form. It is translated as it is almost, almost all. It has a meaning of almost, and it is a fail of nearness, right? It is that in Urdu when you translate kada yakadu, kareeb hai ke, right? That it is showing that the action is going to, it's nearly happening. It's near to happen, right? You all get that feel from kada yakidu or yakadu. I keep on saying yakidu, but it's not yakidu. Otherwise, the meaning is different. That yakidu is fail tam. Yakada yakadu gives you meaning of nearness. So it is from special category of af'al that are called afalul muqaraba. In Urdu, when something is near, you call it qareeb. From the same root letters, you are seeing this word muqaraba. Everyone got it? You will notice it is incomplete. It needs to have a khabar to have a complete meaning. If there was only akadu, I am almost. It's not complete in meaning. There's no action there. It has to have a khabar to have a complete meaning, and its khabar is nasbin status, just like kana when kana is fail nakis, acting like a fail nakis. In case of kada, the khabar is going to be jumla failya mudare. Okay, so what is going to be the khabar of kada? Jumla failya mudare. Jumla failya mudare is going to be the khabar of kada. If it is jumla failya mudare, it's going to be labeled as fi mahalli nasbin. Yes, it's going to be all, don't, stay away from always, but yes, if somebody wants to call it always, it is good. It is, grammar books write it as, its khabar is always jumla failya mudare. You don't see anything but jumla failya mudare for kada, and its predicate is always going to be jumla failya mudare. Okay, so but whenever as a student of Quran, as a teacher of Quran, I would want you to stay away from always, because it sometimes can be very problematic. Okay, so it may have an before it, the khabar may have an before it. There are other afalul muqaraba which include aushaka and karaba, but they have not been used in Quran. So we are not going to worry about karaba or aushaka. We are only going to concern ourselves with kada and yakadu. Everyone got it? If I give you kadu, word kadu that has been used in Surah Al-Baqarah, what is going to be the labeling for waw? Wabil Jama'a is going to be labeled as ismu kada. Barakallahu feek. Yaf'alun. Yaf'alun is going to be labeled as khabru kada fi mahalli nasbin, and you will find everything that you're looking for in this construction. And as I've told you, it's going to show nearness. It's going to be it's going to have a khabar that is going to be jumla failya mudare. Okay, so if I give you an example now, yakadul barku yakhtafu. What is the labeling for al barku? ismu kada, yaqtafu, khabru kada, jumla felia mudari. Kadu yaf'alun, waw ismu kada, yaf'aluna, khabru kada fi mahalli nasbin. Kadu yakaduna yafqahun. اسم كذا واو الجماعة يفقهون خبر كذا في محل نصب كادوا يقتلونني again واو اسم كذا and يقتلونني في المضارع في محل نصب خبر كذا right so كذا يزيغ كذا يصيغه يكاد يصيغه everywhere you can you know see that you know there is كذا and the خبر كذا is going to be what in status Nasbin status and Jumla Felia Mudaria. Okay, Jumla Felia Mudaria. Okay, everyone can see the evidence from Quran because the Quran you learn the best grammar from Quran itself. You don't need to go here where everywhere. You just look. You know, if you don't know how to, you know, use Tanzil, ask Sister Faiza. She can help you with that. So this is all about Kada. Okay. Okay. So if I give you this one, if I ask you, if you don't mind me asking, I know we are going off track. What kind of lam is this that is coming here? And before answering the lam, look for what is before. Lam al faraka. All agree? Hmm? Why is it lam al faraka? In mukhaffafa, barakallahu feek, very well done, and that is the correct answer. In mukhaffafa was there, and also you have, if you go back to your slide for types of in, you will find there that in mukhaffafa can be seen before kana wa akhwatuha and afalu nakisa, and this kada is also nakis, right? Isn't it? It is nakis, and you are seeing here there is lamul faraka. Okay, so a quick recap of that. So now come back to your surah Taha and ukhfiha fi mudari marfu. We did all that, and this is going to be fi muhalli nasbin. Now there should be no confusion. Litujza kullu nafsin bima tas'a. So litujza, do you want to connect it to ukhfiha, or you want to connect it to whatever has been said before, the first sentence? Inna sa'ata atiyatun, so that you are litujza kullu nafsin bima tas'a. The first sentence, I will do it like that. Yes, inna sa'ata atiyatun. Indeed, the hour is coming so that every soul is recompensed for what it strove for. Okay, so in that case, so but can you also connect it to ukhfi fiha? Barakallahu feek, very well done. I'm seeing very good answers. Yeah. So, you know, did you have that same feel that Sister Faiza said that, you know, she is saying that, you know, akadu ukhfiha is jumla motarida. Can it be that? That is just an extra information, more information. And if I connect inna saata atiyatun litujza kullu nafsim bima tas'a. Yeah, Sister Diba is bringing another aspect to it. That can it be the sifa? And she's saying that it can be sifa for atiyatun. It is the hour that I am hiding, right? Barakallahu feek, dear sisters. And that is how, you know, when you bring, and based on grammar, it should not be kiyas you know, just cannot be random guesses. Please do not apply random guesses in grammar. I really much appreciate those sisters who, you know, label things according to grammatical ruling. And you know, we are all trying, we are all learning, but it's important that, you know, you should have some, you know, basis for your guesses. Okay, so I'm sure the reason for sifa could be that ha is there and it's going back to as-sa'atu, right? Or atiyatun, sorry, atiyatun. Hmm? But if I call it that, indeed the hour is coming. When you look at it in terms of coming, one that is coming, the one that is coming, which I'm hiding. Do you think, in terms of comprehending this verse, it makes more sense, um, or it will be better if we treat it as mutarida? Barakallahu feek. Yes, all are right answers. Sister Ambreen, it can be treated as hal for as-sa'ata. It can be a hal for as-sa'ata. All are right answers. All are right answers. So how many ways have you now done it? Let's do it one more time. So the first one was mutarida, jumla mutarida, right? Number two was sifa. Number three is hal for as-sa'ata. Number four, what is number four? So mutarida, sifa, hal. Can it be another khabar for as-sa'ata? Jumla khabriya. So atiyatun khabar one, akadu ukhfiha khabar two, huh? Right? So there are four ways that you have, and subhanallah, you have done it. I'm not helping you here. I'm just, this is, I'm just, a dummy behind a computer, and you have done it. Tabarakallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in your knowledge and in your amal. Okay? So very well done, dear students. Very well done. So proud of you all. Any questions so far? Everyone understanding it? That you can call inna sa'ata. Inna sa'ata is kan in harf nasb wa ismuha atiyatun khabru inna akadu ukhfiha khabar number two. And then litujza could be connected to the first sentence or could be connected to the second sentence itself. And no, yeah, because atiyatun, it makes more sense to keep it either as a hal for as-sa'ata, or keep it as khabar for as-sa'ata, or keep it as jumla mutarida in between, khabru inna and mutaliq bil khabar. Yeah, it will make more sense. Yes. No, but sister, I think Sister Diba was calling it a khabar for atiyatun. This is some one that is coming, which I have been hiding. So because you cannot do 100% translation. So sometimes so commonism followed by jumla ismiya is going to be by for commonism followed by jumla is going to be mawsuf sifa. For it very very much fits the bill. Sifa of sifa cannot come. What I don't understand. But atiyatun itself is a khabar of as-sa'ata, right? It's a khabru as-sa'ata. It's a khabru inna, right? It's a khabru inna. And Sister Umayr Warham, are we on the same page in regards to this? Ism zat, sifa of mawsuf, which is ism zat. This is sifa of mawsuf, which is ism zat. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But yes, it makes in from the point of view of understanding, it's making more sense if we call it the hal for as-sa'ata, that's the sentence, or jumla mutarida, or we call it khabar number two for inna. Okay. Barakallahu feek. Yes, absolutely. That's so true. So litujza can be connected to ukhfiha, or it can be connected to the main sentence in sa'ata atiyatun, so that every soul can be recompensed. If you label, if you connect it to the first sentence in sa'ata atiyatun, you will label it as mutaliq bil khabar, as Sister Faiza has written. And if you connect it to ukhfiha, I'm hiding it so that every soul is recompensed for what it strove for. Then it's going to be mutalik bil fail. Okay. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are different ways of understanding, but knowing how merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, how rahim he is, I think it's better if it's, the from my own, understanding, I will like to connect it to the first one. Inna sa'ata atiyatun litujza kullu nafsim bima tas'a, right? Because Allah is not going to give you a surprise. Allah is so rahim that he wants you to be prepared for it, right? He wants you to know that it's about time, guys. Work for it, work hard for it. Okay. So I think that's enough on this verse. Should we go ahead and start attempting verse number 16? Are we all on the same page? Okay. Okay. The next sentence starts with fa, and I'm going to skip fa for now, and I'm going to ask you to start labeling la. What kind of a la are we seeing? And so la nahiya, barakallahu fi, very well done, very well done. So yasuddannak. What are we seeing after it? Nunu sakila. Nunu sakila is there, but what kind of a word we are seeing? So there is fail mudare, with nunu sakila. What is the status of fail mudare here? Can somebody tell me the status of fail mudare? It is majzoom. It is majzoom. The status is majzoom, but the fail is, by when you look at it, it is mabni alal fatha, right? It is not. It is whenever you have nunu sakila attached to your fail mudare's ending becomes non-flexible. It does not now, it's unable to show you its status. But it is mabni al fatha, but based on what it is, you call it status. Okay. Here it is fi mahalli jazmin mabni al fatha. Okay. Everyone with me? Got it? Noon is noonu thaqila. Kaf is going to be damir muttasil mafulun bihi. Everyone got it? Anha is going to be jar wal majroor, mutalik bil fail. And then comes your man. What type of man are you seeing here? You have learned in this course 3 types of man. It's going to be rough in status. Barakallahu feek. It is man mausula. Very good job. And yes, it is in the middle, so probably it is going to be. It's a part of the sentence, so you focus on mausula part because it is connecting whatever is before it to whatever is coming after it. Yes or no? It is making that connection. There is man that is connecting whatever is before it to whatever is after it, and after it is going to be silatul mausul, which is la yu'minu biha. So man is here mausula fi mahali raf'in. It is file for fail yasudda, right? Barakallahu fi. Then comes wattaba'a. Fail madin وفاعله ضمير مستتر هو. Yeah, the doer in this fail is, every fail has a doer. In this case, I cannot see a doer. I'm going to call that damir mustatir. I cannot see the doer pronoun, so it is damir mustatir huwa. Hawahu is going to be mafulun bihi. Hawa is going to be nasb status, right? Because it is maful bihi. And is it nasb with the matus bil fatatu zahira or bil fatatu muqaddara? What do you think? What do you say? Barakallahu feek, Sister Umayr. Yes, it is going to be fatatul muqaddara al alif, because alif is never going to show its fatata makasra. So in that case, you call it fatatul muqaddara al alif, and who is going to be mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarrin. Now, what is the type of this la? This is la nafiya lil fil mudariya. Barakallahu feek. Simple la, ghair amila, La nafiya ghair amila for failul mudari. Okay? And the first one was la nahiya, right? And the mudari was majzoom because of la. Now comes fatarda. Now this fa you have learned in this course, so determine the type very well, okay? So don't make mistake in this. There is a there is a forbidding before, and then comes the one who does not believe in he follows his desires should not stop you. Don't let one who does not believe in the hour and follows his own desires stop you. So this fa is going to be fa sababiya, and do not forget the conditions for fa us sababiya, right? So when you are going to call anything fa us sababiya, you have to look for this these conditions. So it is usually follows amar, nahi, istifham, tamanni, taraji, and ard, right? Those kind of things. You all remember that asali butal, right? So this fa is coming after an nahi. Therefore, we have no doubt about calling it paus sababiya, right? Now come back and give me the status of tarda, tarda. It is nasb, and the nasb status of the fail is being shown by is it shown by fatatul muqaddara or fatatul zahira? We don't see, when you don't see any haraka on alif, and on alif you will never see a haraka, so you are going to say there is an implied fatha, there is an assumed fatha there. हम अंदाजे से हमें पता है कि there is a fatha on alif, so it is fatatul muqaddara on alif, and mudari is mansoob bi an mudmira. Everyone with me so far? Okay, so that's good to know. And now comes ma tilka wa ma tilka bi yaminik ya Musa. Very interesting verse. And start with ma. Ma is istifhamia. And who remembers when you have a ma, how to remember? How to label it? How to remember it is easy. How to label it? Okay. So let's see here. I have Sister Faiza's slides, and let me see if I can quickly find that ma here and show you. Okay. Okay. Yes, so ma is ma nafiya. So this is the masdariya. So we have figured out that part is figured out already. But this part is that okay, ma al istifhamia. Yes. So mubtada, if common ism, otherwise it is khabar, and there is both options. Remember, I gave you both options when we were learning man and ma. My dear sisters, do not forget that. Okay, so because there will be, and you have it here in the slides. Okay, so ma fi mahali rafa mubtada aw khabar. Everyone can see this. Ma fi mahali rafa mubtada and khabar, and whatever is following it is a Marafa ism, right? It's a proper ism. Launuha is a proper ism. So same is the case here. Ma tilka, tilka is a proper ism. Yes or no? So same way you can say that I can either label it as mubtada, which will be absolutely correct answer. And if somebody tells me, no, I want to label it as khabar muqaddam, that is correct answer too. But you have to give me the reason. Again, don't make random guesses. That's never going to help. Okay? We are going to be very responsible students of Quran. We should be very responsible students of Quran, who learn and apply and try their best, okay, to get to the perfection, inshallah. Which is not does not perfection does not belong to humans, but still we can all strive towards excellence. Okay, now this part is clear to each and every one of you. If you are calling ma mubtada, then tilka is going to be the khabar, and if you are calling it, it can be other way too, that ma is khabar muqaddam and tilka is mubtada muakhar. Type 1 if you all have understood it. And I'm going to see okay, now the next thing that I have here is be yaminik. How are we going to, okay, it can be mutalik, right? So some places may call it Yes, jar wal majroor, barakallahu fik, Sister Salma. There is an idafa as well at the end. So keep that in mind that there is bi yamini is your jar wal majroor, yaminik is going to be an idafa. Very well done. And then you can call it mutalik bil khabar. And if you find it as a hal, don't be don't be stressed about it. Okay? How is it going to be? You know how you said, what are you carrying in your right hand? Isn't it not giving you, what is that you're carrying in your right hand? So does it give you connotation of hal? Yes or no? Yeah, so it's if keeping that in mind, that should help you understand that this can be, but in any case it is going to be mutalik bil, right? If you call it mutalik bi hal mahzuf, it's still going to be mutalik, right? So that does not take away anything from it. It's just how you understand things, and more you understand things, more precisely you're going to label them. Okay, so in the end, this verse ends with ya Musa. We have gone over it. I'm not going to spend more time on it. I'm going to try to get to the next verse, if that's okay with you all. Okay, ya Musa, ya is Hafnida and Musa is Munada, and the status of Munada Mufrad is Ism Alam is going to be, what will be the haraka on this alif? And here, what should be the haraka? If this alif could have taken a haraka, dammatul muqaddara. Dammatul muqaddara, my dear sisters, it is going to be, let me tell you, it is going to be mabni ala dammatul muqaddara fi mahalli nasbin. Fi mahalli nasbin. If you can call it fi mahalli nasbin, and you can call it, it is Musa ism alam mabni ala dam fi mahalli nasbin. Okay? Everyone with me? And we will, inshallah, cover this in our next session probably. I'm going to tell you how different types of munadas are, how many different types of munadas are there and how they are labeled. Okay. Before that, I want to complete verse number 18 in this session of ours. So we have 11 good minutes. Qala. Tell me, qala is your jumla failure, failun madin, and after qala, yakulu, mostly you see makulul call. Okay, in 99% of cases you see makulul call, but do you always have makulul call after it? Do you always have it? That's also, it's an important thing. You may not always have a inverted comma statement always after it. Okay, keep that in mind. So but here we do have makulul call. So let's start attempting our makulul call. Status of this makulul call is going to be fi mahali nasbin, as Sister Arham has brought to our attention, and Sister Salma is agreeing with her. And so let's just start attempting it. Here asaya, jumla ismiya, hiya mubtada, asaya khabar. Why is this yaul mutakallim carrying a fatha? Anyone remembers? It is present after alif. It has to have a fatha on it. Okay, when ya is seen after an alif, it will carry a fatha. Okay, it is a singular word, right? It is a singular word. One, it is not a dual, right? Asaya, it's my asa, it's my staff. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is my staff in my right hand. Okay, though you already know, but you're just asking me. I know, because you love me and you want me to calm down and to compose myself, right? Okay, now let's go to the next word. Atawakka'u. Atawakka'u. What kind of a word is this? Family 6. Atawakka'u alayha. Jumla failya. Family number 6. Fail mudare. Failuhu damir mustatir ana. It is fail mudare, and it's the doer pronoun in this fail is ana. It is hidden. It is because I don't see anything after hamza. This is just just an alif that has nothing to do with anything. Alayha is going to be jar wal majroor. Its family No, not 6. It's 5. Did I say 6? Did I say 6? I'm sorry if I did. Oh, I'm sorry. It's family 5, because for 6 you have to have an additional alif, but it's 5. My apologies, because there is the ta, that is mazid, and there is second root letter that has doubled up. So it's going to be, it is going to be, it is going to be a family number 5, right? Yes, it is not going to be called faraka, because it is not following waw. Aliful faraka or aliful tafriq follows wawil jama'a. And if it is seen after waw asliya, it is going to be there for darurata li darurat al khat, because of how the system works for Usmani script and Quranic Arabic works, how it is written down. If and this there is no wow here. It is the wow here is only a chair for Hamza, right? The word is ending with Hamza, right? So atawakkau. Everyone, everything clear? Alif is not for tafriq. Alif is not for is not alif al farika, because alif al farika you are going to see it after wawil jama'a. But if you do see it after waw that is not wawil jama'a, go listen to the recording, just like people in their recipes say, please watch my tomato puree recipe, it's very very useful. Same way I'm going to tell you, go watch aliful faraka, and it's going to be very helpful for your Quranic studies. You will, I think you will gain something out of it, inshallah. Just like, you know, how you share, you know, how I'm going to give you a link on the top of the box, and my tomato puree, especially when the tomatoes are cheap and good, please make recipes. So same way, you know, do take advantage of this aliful faraka recipe, inshallah. So now the jumla failure is ending on alayha. So how can I connect atawakkau with whatever has been before? Yes, barakallahu feek, Sister Diba. It can be labeled as a hal for asaya, my staff. And what can be another way? Or do you are everyone wants to do it just one way, which Sister Diba is saying that, you know, I'm going to call it a hal for asaya. Everyone with the hal is okay with hal, or do you call, you know, it is my staff, it is something that I lean on and I push my the leaves with it over my goats. And for it there are other, yeah, barakallahu feek, Sister I'm very happy to see an answer from you. Why are you so quiet? Okay, so yes, it can be khabar number 2 too. Yeah, you can say that hiya asaya first khabar, atawakkau, it can be the khabar number 2. Okay, zar, did I say zar? Yeah, so yes, then yeah, yeah, then the staff is missing. Yeah, that's also a very important point, that, you know, you don't want to miss the staff. It is something I lean on it, but yeah, because with the pronoun, you know, you want to bring, yeah, hal makes, yeah, hal is, you know, how you have to find the best answer. There may be 4 answers that are right, but you have to pick one best answer. Keep that in mind. And this is how, you know, when you discuss, that is how you come to the best answer, okay, based on whatever you have learned before, and then you apply it. Okay, so barakallahu fi, yes, hal makes a lot of sense, easy, and keep it like a hal. And then go on to a hushu. It's going to be fail mudare again. Mudare in both cases is marfu. There is an at between them. So biha is going to be jar wal majroor, mutaalliq bil fail. Ala ghanami, again jar wal majroor. You may have, you know, you may label it, you know, in a different way, but, you know, just know one thing, at least label it as jar wal majroor, and then that will be a next step when you want to call few things as متعلق بحال محذوف. Okay, but for now, just that will work fine for me if you are able to find متعلق builds and your jumla fi'liya and where your sentence is ending. Okay, the last sentence here is waliya fiha ma'aribu ukhra. जुमला इस्मिया, जार वल मजरूर, मुतालिक बिल खबर मुकद्दम, फीहा, जार वल मजरूर, मआरिबु उखरा. It's going to be मौसूफ व सिफा, and that is mubtada muakhar. Now, my dear sisters, a very quick question. That was, I was trying, some of the grammarians, how they, in this case, is it permissible, is this a case where it is permissible to keep mubtada muakhar, or is it wajib to have it muakhar? Yeah, fiha again can be hal. Yes, you are right. Yeah. What do you think? In this case, is it jais for mubtada to be muakhar, or is it wajib for mubtada to be muakhar? What do you think? Wajib means obligatory and jais means permissible. Yeah, it is going to be wajib. Why is it wajib? Barakallah feek. So, my dear sisters, this was something I was, because I attempt question answers all the time from different resources. So, this was very interesting. Something that I found. They said that if it is a mubtada that is proper and it is coming after, then you will say that mubtada muakhar is, bringing it at the end is permissible. But if it is common, it is nakira, and it is coming after jar wal majroor, it is wajib for it to be muakhar. Okay. Yes. So, but that is why there is this different how you fiha, you can label it differently as well, right? Yeah, I understand your point of view that from you where I think for waliya for possessive sentence, this is how this works. But if there are more than one jar wal majroor, then there is there is more to it. But in that case, anyways, we are calling it, it can be labeled as at mutalik bil hal mahzuf. It can be a hal for ma'aribul ukhra. Everyone got it? The last point that I just said? Sister Arham, are you okay? Are you understanding this? Because I understand that you had some questions about a few things. Is this clear? Because we only have one more minute. Yeah, so sometimes if you're, there is also one more thing. We can say, how come we are calling it mutalik bi hal mahzuf? How are we calling fiha as hal for ma'aribul ukhra? Is fiha referring to ma'aribu? Yes or no? Is it? It is referring to it, right? For me, in it, mu'aribu ukhra. So other advantages in it are, this is something, it's connected to it. When you have, hal before your sahibul hal. When you have a hal before your sahibul hal, if you remember, we have learned it in Surah Ar-Rahman. It is it is it is permissible for your sahibul hal to be common. It's okay for it to be common, and we have learned it in verse where there was Zawjan. I think that was the verse where in Surah Rahman we learned that it is permissible for hal to be sahibul hal to be common, and hal can be present before sahibul hal as well. You will find many examples of hal before sahibul hal, and inshallah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it can come. Yeah, Barakallahu feek. So with that, I will end the session and we'll inshallah continue from the same verse. We'll come back and inshallah, I will. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ameen wa yaki. Take care.